Hello, everybody. It's Holger Mueller here from Constellation Research, live with not so clement audio conditions and not so clement Wi-Fi conditions. I hope you can see me and hear me live and clear. Here to summarize live from the show floor of IBM Think 2024, the Ask Me Anything session with Chairman and CEO Arvind Krishnan. Really refreshing of him saying, "Oh, don't let me do some early remarks. You guys want to go right away to the sessions, to the questions. If you've been to my keynote this morning, you heard all of that. I wished more executives would do exactly like that." What were the key takeaways that I had from the Ask Me Anything question? And by the way, Krishna, super relaxed, super confident, nothing would faze him, no question was too hard. So really well, good to see he's in a good spot, like IBM is frankly overall in a good spot. So clear and dominant is the open source part, clearly with the open sourcing of the Granite programming language models, a key thing on the IBM side. And saying that basically everything in technology has been open source. Open source is one, we know this since a long time. It's the communities who work on this, and this is why IBM is open sourcing them. The other thing more on the IBM strategy is that IBM, from his perspective, needs to have, as called, a large aperture. With that, he means like out of photography, like see everything that's happening in the market, be open to work with multiple other people in that marketplace, and from that work on any opportunity which is there and makes sense to IBM. Good question from a colleague was only large. I think it was Phil Hassey. Shout out to him, to fellow Australian Down Under colleague. Saying there was only large companies in the keynote. There was Citigroup, there was Adobe, there was a partner out of Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabian Digital Agency, only very large multi-billion companies. How does IBM work with the SMBs? And Arvind Krishnan was very honest in saying, yeah, that's not necessarily 100% the focus, but everything kind of like works down and can get scaled down. There's a number of SMB customers as well. The key thing that Krishna is working on and stressed as well is how important the foundation model architecture is. We have a session later with Rob Thomas and Dario Gil from IBM Research talking about that as well. That's where IBM clearly has a differentiator in the market space and knows how to do the correct layering of the general LLMs to specific LLMs over each other. So strong focus, strong differentiation by Arvind Krishna on foundation models, how they can be used and can be utilized by customers in the consumption of them. I asked him a question about which competitors he doesn't get sleep all night or he worries about, and prevented that him saying we have no competition, which sounds kind of like arrogant, but if you think about it, I said myself, like, what is IBM, right? IBM has significant software assets, no question about it, does the bulk of its revenue on the service side, and is a specialty hardware seller, right? With quantum machines, power PCs, and so on, right? So very specific, not the bread and butter hardware, which you might get from other vendors in the place. So there's nobody like IBM right now. And he said very confidently and very honestly, look, I prefer to work with companies. Example was AWS. AWS is not going to use our hardware. Yeah, so no power platform, probably no quantum platform, but who knows, that game is not yet fully played out. And let's see for that announcement here. The AI keynote is coming. Don't miss that in 15 minutes. Streaming live. All right, here we go. That he prefers to partner for the better of the enterprise. That is the common customer with someone where there's not going to be full maximum revenue from the IBM side, but large significant portion of that revenue, which was, I think, a good answer. The thing he has to set for competition to worry about is the startup, which reduces friction for enterprise. It makes it so much easier to go live, time to get outcomes is critical for that perspective. The startup which makes it easier, and he explicitly mentioned Snowflake as an example to make data warehousing in the cloud super easily. So that was interesting to see. As a bonus, let's quickly talk about what Rob Thomas and Dario Gil spoke after Arvind Krishnan, which was also an interesting session. Rob Thomas really laid out how IBM is going to market, what are the aspects. I mean, it's great to see IBM being explained on one single slide, which has been a little bit more thing. For instance, we saw HashiCorp already showing up there before it was closed, but it's clear where it's going to go. Dario Gil explained more from a research perspective how things are going. The interesting question I don't want to share, because also Arvind mentioned quantum, even in his keynote for a little part. It's a big, big year in quantum for IBM. If this componentization, the Lego model of the Eagle processors is going to work, the Eagle machines is going to work for IBM, we will see significant boost in qubits available and certain milestones and capabilities. Check out my other videos with the quantum team on Qiskit and Heather Higgins on the overall quantum situation here for IBM. That will be a significant breakthrough for enterprises. And I asked Dario Gil, long story short, what are the 3 best kept secrets, which we don't know yet about, which will be significant revenue drivers for IBM that will come out of IBM research? And interesting, Rob Thomas jumped in about a quantum safe product, which was barely announced and not talked about, so he helped him. And basically Dario went down and saying, well, the 3 things are going to be quantum, and again quantum. He didn't say it like this, I phrased it like this, but he said quantum is not just one thing, right? Quantum is so many other things which come out of there, which can be built on top of quantum. So that was an interesting answer. Well, I don't want to make this too long. This is Holger Mueller live from Think 2024 in Boston at the Boston Convention Exhibition Center. Beautiful space. Good to see IBM having in-meeting conferences again. Interesting insights, great innovation to see. If you have anything that you agree, disagree, please use social, please use the comments here and let me know. Looking forward to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy.